The year is 2024, a year that many thought would bring new beginnings and fresh faces in the political arena. Donald J. Trump, defying all odds and predictions, has once again captured the attention of the world. He has ascended to the highest office in the United States, marking a dramatic return to power. His victory sends shockwaves across the globe, with media outlets buzzing and analysts scrambling to understand the implications. This unexpected turn of events leaves many wondering what it means for the future of international relations and global diplomacy. For India, a nation with burgeoning global aspirations and a rapidly growing economy, Trump's return poses both challenges and opportunities. The stakes are higher than ever. Trump's presidency has always been characterized by its unpredictability, often catching both allies and adversaries off guard. His disdain for traditional diplomatic norms and conventions has been a hallmark of his approach to governance. With a laser focus on American interests, his policies have often been perceived as being at the expense of global partners. This America First approach has led to tumultuous relationships with even the closest of US allies, creating a complex web of international relations. The ripple effects of his policies have been felt far and wide, reshaping alliances and rivalries on the global stage. India, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been navigating this intricate landscape with caution and strategic foresight. Modi's government has carefully managed the complex dynamic, seeking areas of cooperation while safeguarding its own strategic autonomy. The balancing act has been delicate, requiring astute diplomacy and a keen understanding of global power shifts. The question now becomes, can this delicate balancing act be maintained in Trump's second act? Will India's strategic autonomy be compromised? Will the unpredictable nature of Trump's foreign policy create unforeseen hurdles for India's economic and geopolitical ambitions? The stakes are undeniably high. Or can India leverage the shifting global landscape to its advantage, emerging as a key player on the world stage? The potential for growth and influence is immense. Emerging as a key player on the world stage would require deft maneuvering and strategic alliances, but the rewards could be substantial. The answers to these questions are far from certain. The path ahead is fraught with both risks and opportunities. What is clear, however, is that Trump's return to the White House will have profound and far-reaching consequences for India, impacting its foreign policy and domestic priorities. From energy security to its booming technology sector, every aspect of India's growth story will be influenced by this new chapter in US politics. The coming years will be a period of both peril and promise for the world's largest democracy. The choices made now will shape the future for generations to come. One of the most significant geopolitical developments during Trump's previous tenure was his unconventional approach to Russia. His tenure was marked by a series of controversial decisions and statements that often left both allies and adversaries puzzled. His seemingly amicable relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, which was often highlighted in the media, raised many questions. This relationship was characterized by a level of warmth and mutual respect that was unusual for leaders of two historically adversarial nations. Coupled with his skepticism of NATO, an organization that has been a cornerstone of Western defense policy since the Cold War, raised eyebrows in Western capitals and fueled speculation about his true motives. Many analysts wondered if Trump's approach was a strategic move to realign global power structures or simply a series of impulsive decisions. This dynamic takes on a new urgency in the wake of the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The conflict has not only reshaped the geopolitical landscape, but also brought to the forefront the complexities of international diplomacy. Trump has repeatedly hinted at his ability to broker a peace deal between the warring nations. His confidence in his negotiation skills has been a recurring theme in his public statements. While the details of such a deal remain shrouded in mystery, the potential ramifications for India are vast. India's strategic interests in the region could be significantly impacted by any shifts in the balance of power. Russia is a major supplier of crude oil to India, and any changes in the geopolitical landscape could affect this crucial supply line. And any resolution to the conflict that eases sanctions on Russian exports could have a significant impact on global oil prices. Lower oil prices could lead to reduced costs for consumers and businesses alike. For India, a nation heavily reliant on energy imports, lower oil prices would provide a much-needed economic boost. This could translate into lower transportation and manufacturing costs, benefiting various sectors of the economy. Reduced energy costs could help tame inflation, giving a fillip to consumer spending and boosting overall economic growth. This would be particularly beneficial for a country like India, where economic stability is closely tied to energy prices. However, such a scenario is not without its potential downsides. The global political landscape is highly interconnected, and changes in one region can have ripple effects worldwide. A Trump-brokered peace deal that is widely perceived as being too favorable to Russia could further strain relations between the US and its Western allies. This could lead to a realignment of alliances and partnerships, complicating international relations. This could lead to a more fragmented geopolitical landscape, forcing India to navigate an increasingly complex web of alliances and partnerships. India's foreign policy would need to be more adaptive and responsive to these changes, ensuring that its national interests are safeguarded in a rapidly evolving world. The US-China trade war, a defining feature of Trump's first term, had a mixed impact on the global economy. While the initial volleys of tariffs and counter-tariffs created uncertainty and disruption, it also presented opportunities for countries like India to capture a larger share of the global trade pie. With Trump's return, the future of this trade war remains uncertain. However, one thing is clear. Trump's protectionist instincts and his distrust of China are unlikely to dissipate. This stance could inadvertently benefit India in several significant ways. Firstly, as US companies seek to diversify their supply chains away from China, India, with its vast pool of skilled labor and competitive manufacturing costs, emerges as a natural alternative. Secondly, the trade war could create space for Indian exports to make inroads into markets previously dominated by Chinese goods. This is particularly true in sectors like textiles, apparel and electronics, where India has the potential to become a global manufacturing hub. The challenge for India lies in capitalizing on these emerging opportunities. To attract foreign investment and boost exports, India needs to continue its efforts to improve its infrastructure, streamline its regulatory environment, and enhance the ease of doing business. If successful, India could emerge as a major beneficiary of the ongoing trade tensions between the world's two largest economies. The Indian IT sector, a global powerhouse that contributes significantly to the country's economic growth, has long relied on the H-1B visa program to send skilled professionals to work in the United States. This program has been a cornerstone for many Indian IT companies, enabling them to tap into the lucrative US market and provide high-quality services to American businesses. However, the Trump administration's tightening of immigration policies, particularly its skepticism towards the H-1B visa, created considerable anxiety within the Indian IT industry. The uncertainty surrounding visa approvals and the increasing scrutiny of applications have left many professionals and companies in a state of limbo. Trump has argued that the H-1B visa program is being abused by companies to replace American workers with cheaper foreign labor. This narrative has resonated with many American workers who feel threatened by the influx of foreign talent, leading to a more protectionist stance on immigration. His administration implemented several changes to the program, making it more difficult and expensive for companies to hire foreign workers. These changes include increased application fees, more rigorous vetting processes, and stricter criteria for visa renewals. As a result, many companies have had to rethink their hiring strategies and consider the financial implications of these new policies. These changes have already had a tangible impact on Indian IT companies, forcing them to reassess their business models and explore alternative avenues for growth. Some companies are now focusing on hiring more local talent in the US, while others are looking to expand their operations in other countries with more favorable immigration policies. While the long-term impact of Trump's immigration policies on the Indian IT sector remains uncertain, it is clear that the industry needs to adapt to the changing realities of the US job market. This adaptation involves not only navigating the complexities of the H-1B visa program, but also addressing the broader challenges posed by automation and the evolving demands of the global economy. This requires a multi-pronged approach, including focusing on upskilling and reskilling its workforce, diversifying its service offerings beyond traditional IT outsourcing, and exploring new markets outside the United States. By investing in new technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cybersecurity, Indian IT companies can position themselves as leaders in the next wave of technological innovation. The Indian government also has a crucial role to play in supporting the IT sector during this period of transition. This includes creating a more conducive environment for innovation and entrepreneurship, providing incentives for companies to invest in research and development, and fostering closer collaboration between industry and academia. By doing so, the government can help ensure that the Indian IT sector remains competitive on the global stage. This includes creating a more conducive environment for innovation and entrepreneurship, providing incentives for companies to invest in research and development, and fostering closer collaboration between industry and academia. By doing so, the government can help ensure that the Indian IT sector remains competitive on the global stage. Additionally, initiatives to improve the quality of education and training in STEM fields will be essential in preparing the next generation of IT professionals to meet the demands of a rapidly changing industry. Despite the challenges, the Indian IT sector has shown remarkable resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity. By embracing change and focusing on innovation, the industry can continue to thrive and contribute to India's economic growth. The future may be uncertain, but with the right strategies and support, the Indian IT sector can navigate these turbulent times and emerge stronger than ever.